friends and colleagues. Welcome to another episode of Unfinished Business, your self-empowerment sanctuary where we learn, grow, and level up. In this week's episode, I wanted to start first with a small reflection and a delicious energy boost before we go into what this episode is about, which is like 3 things you have to do to reset your mindset. All right, but before we do that, so I wanted to, begin with this little small reflection and update, really. As I said in my VIP summer retreat in episode number 10, I wanted to, have this delicious summer and slow down, reflect, and focus on summertime and really enjoy it. Create memories for my little one. And I think we also live in Central Oregon, so we have like nature around us and lakes and rivers. And so it was truly, and it's not even over. I'm just so excited for fall and winter that I kind of want it to be over, but officially it's not over yet. We still have, honestly, this week, it's going to be hot. So we still have a full-blown summer where we're going to enjoy river time. But a few things that I wanted to work on this summer was, 1, I wanted to continue to reconnect and highlight my inner child's wishes. 2, start therapy. And 3, absorb new and valuable knowledge that I can share with you from the book, The Source, from Dr. Tara Swartz. And well, let me update you. The first one is the inner child. Like, I for sure connected with my inner child. I told you guys that there was an adult gymnastics. So there is a gymnastics, there's a few in Bend and a few here, academies of gymnastics, but there's one here in Bendman. And I had taken my daughter there, and I've always asked for adult gymnastics. I'm like, hey, like, I was a gymnast when I was a kid. Is the open gym available for adults? And they would always say no. And I've called like every single like academy. Like I believe there's 3 in Bend, which is like 20-minute drive from here, and then 1 here. And they all said the same. They're like, oh, our insurance doesn't cover anyone over 18. I'm like, thanks. So it was such a shock when they finally started to advertise that they were going to do adult gymnastics in the local one. And I was like, oh my God, I have to sign up. So anyways, I did adult gymnastics my whole summer. I can share a few videos on my Instagram, but it's been over 20 years, 24 years that I haven't done gymnastics on that level, like on a, like all the 4 elements, beam, vault, floor, and bars. And like, your brain still remembers, but it's so important to keep it safe, because like even the owner of the gym had said that, a lot of people that have the same background, like, oh, I was a gymnast when I was a kid, they come back and they've had like several injuries. Like one dad, he like broke his ribs because he was trying to do something. And then one mom tore her Achilles heel. And I was like, oh my God, that's so scary. Cause that's how I feel. Like, I feel like I'm very like brave and bold. Like it's so cool to see that my body and my muscle memory is still there. I can still do flips. I can still do things, but I definitely go in with like a really safe mindset. And like, I rather stay like a whole class, learning one thing or training one skill to then the next class, like do something else and level up, because I want to keep it safe. I don't want to break any bones. But anyways, as you can see, like, I'm so passionate about this. I'm so excited that this actually opened. And so I finished a whole like summer season, and now they just started the fall season, which I signed up to, and my first class was yesterday, and I also signed up Mia for her gymnastics, and it's her first like actual class, because the classes that we've been to before has been a mommy and me kind of thing. So like, it's like an open gym. They open the doors and then you can just like play around with your kid. And this one is an actual class. She has a coach, and oh my God, it was like so adorable. So number 1, I can definitely say I checked off. I connected with my inner child and like loved it. Start therapy number 2. Okay, like let's talk about small town. Like there's a whole episode on that. The small town mindset is so lazy because I really wanted to make that first therapy session local and live, like in person. And I have sent emails to the same, because I found a woman that I really like. I do a very thorough research always. And so I picked this lady because I was like, okay, like she's like open-minded. She's very like, she works with a lot of people in the LGBTQ community, which obviously in my mind, that means that has an open mindset for, for being a small town. Because there's still a few people here that are against it, and you can like tell there's a lot of like Trump followers here. So I like really want to be mindful and really find a therapist that is open-minded and is not like biased to like small town mentality. So anyways, I was like so excited, sent her emails, left her voicemails, and then she like sent an email that she was sick. And I was like, okay, I like followed up 2 weeks after that and like nothing. So I hope she's fine, but I'm ready to move on. I mean, like, it's so sad. Like I'm going to have to find another one, hopefully local and live. But if not, I'm just going to go online and do like, the online apps that are available. It's still with real people, obviously, but it's not my preference, but I'm just going to do it because it's easy. Like you sign up, I mean, I already did it. Like you have to, there's this questionnaire that you have to follow or fill out, and then they match you with therapists, and then you get to like, get a session, and then, yeah, you go from there. So I'm going to have to do that. And so that is on pause. And then 3, absorb, or really read the book The Source. And I want to give myself grace. And yes, I did read it, but I should have it's not a very, it's not a long book. I mean, it's a very small, short little read, but I just haven't finished it because I got the workbook and, okay, so I don't know. I mean, I feel like everyone says it, but I think I have ADHD. Or it's just sleep deprivation. I don't know. And I'm not like, I don't even want to open that, go into that rabbit hole and see if I have, or like find a diagnosis. Like I'm not like, whatever it is, my brain is just a fog sometimes. And so reading is so hard for me nowadays. So I have to, because I have the book also on audio, like an audiobook. So I like to read and listen to the audiobook parallel to like reading the book, and it just helps me. It helps me so much more, because if I just read, I get distracted by the smallest little noise around me, and that used to not happen before when I was a kid. I was a big reader when I was a kid, and then now I can't even, like, I can't focus. Like my mind just goes away. So I've definitely, I don't know, chapter 4 or 5. I mean, I should have been able to read the whole damn book, but it's been really good. Like I follow her on social media now too, just because she has like really insightful clips on her Instagram, and she also has YouTube videos. I'm absorbing Tara Swartz's world, but I haven't finished the book to be completely honest. But I will share one of the tips that I got from that book. All right, and now like to the delicious energy boost. I don't know if you guys feel it, but I just love fall. I get this newfound energy whenever September comes around, and I know if you're not into astrology, you can like totally skip this part, but it is officially Virgo season. And I should start by saying I'm not a Virgo myself. I'm a Capricorn, but I've always had this fascination and attraction to Virgos. In fact, I'm Virgo ascendant. And I know I'm a very skeptical Capricorn. So I also think sometimes that this is such a like hocus pocus thing, but, I don't know, like some things just really make sense. If you really like go in and make your research, it's really cool. Like, I definitely want to dedicate a whole full episode to astrology and all like the birth charts and all that stuff. And, yeah. I mean, I love Virgo season. Like when I got pregnant and I knew that my daughter was going to be born in September, I'm like, oh my God. It was just like the cherry on top. I love it. And she turned out to be a Virgo too. So I'm just so in love with that. I think we're going to have like the best dynamic because Capricorns and Virgos are such a match, and she's gonna be my bestie. So yeah, and oh my God, don't even get me started on winter. That's what I'm saying. Like fall is so fun, and then it just leads up to winter and like Christmas and all the baking. Oh, I'm so excited. You have no idea. All right, but let's get into why we're showing up for today's episode, okay? You are here because you had a rough day or week or even month. I'm so sorry. And you want that tiny little reset button to get on with your fabulous life and just like reset your mindset. And so I got you, boo. I got you. All right, so 3 things that really helps me to reset my brain or reset like my mindset if I'm struggling, right? The first one is actually from the book. It's a new kind of thing that I have been practicing, and it can be used in so many ways, really. Take a piece of paper and a pen, and then you draw like a cross on it, and like you have 4 quadrants, right? 4 like squares. Go back to a fond memory, like something where a memory or a time that you felt like you were on top of the world. And you're going to divide them into the first quadrant, like top left, it's physically, top left, top right, mentally, and then bottom left, emotionally, and bottom right, spiritually. I'm going to explain a little bit. In my case, I'm going to take one. I'm going to walk you through one memory. So I went to Banff by myself. And I can remember I rented this car. It was a Kia Soul, which I just love. They're so cute. And it goes back to like this commercial that I saw about the hamsters dancing. I don't know if anyone remembers. And I was driving to, and excuse my memory, like I cannot with my brain right now. It's just, it goes blank. But I was going to one of the lakes. Moraine? Is that the lake? I think it's Lake Moraine. You want to go out there like crack of dawn because it gets super packed. And it's same as Lake Louise, which is everyone goes to Lake Louise. It's like very touristy, and like Lake Moraine is like the lesser touristic, but it's like like in my opinion, I like Lake Moraine more than Lake Louise. But anyways, so I got up like super early. I want to say like 5 or something, to drive there and to be there like the first person. I was like 3 cars parked in the parking lot. I was one of them. And I remember the car ride there, and I was listening to music, like EDM music, and it was a sunrise. I mean, you can't see it from there, obviously, but you can just see how it was, because it was dark when I left the house, and then it was just like getting lighter and lighter. I parked the car, and before I started my little hike. There was like a little hill of some sort, and I went up there, and like, it's the most spectacular view. I can like cry right now. I'm getting emotional because I'm like, I'm there right now. Like like in my memory, I'm there right now. It was the most beautiful view. I was like, I could not believe my eyes. I was like, there's like, I felt sad because I was like, I cannot register this. Like, there's no way I can take a picture of this and it's going to be the same what I'm seeing. Like, I want to hold on to this memory. I was just like so happy. I even cried then because it was so gorgeous. And I just felt like so complete and so at peace. And so I want you to like go back to a memory like that and just write down how you feel in that first quadrant as like, not feel, just like describe physical things. So in my my case, like the car, the Kia Soul, I was standing on this hill. I had like this, I remember feeling cold because I was obviously underdressed. I had this like hiking set, like leggings and top, and anyways. So go to the physical part, and then you're going to go to mentally, like thoughts. And that's where I already explained, like I was just like going through all these thoughts, like feeling like, oh my God, like how am I going to register this forever? I want to hold on to this memory. And then the third quadrant, like the emotional part. Yeah, I mean, I told you, I was crying. I felt so like blessed. I mean, not even from a religious part, but just like so privileged that I have like the opportunity to see that. I just felt like abundance. I felt like opportunities like just like opened I just felt like amazing. And then spiritually, just like the meaning and purpose of like what, like, how did you feel? Like, what is that purpose that you felt, or the meaning of life in this case? And for me, it was just like, oh my God, like, I just really felt like the center of the universe. I just felt like, or I also felt very small, to be honest. I remember, like, yeah, like, what is my purpose? Like, this is gorgeous. Like, this is probably not the only beautiful place on the world. And I've seen many, beautiful places in the world, but I was just like, yeah, like I felt so small because like the world is so big and then the universe is huge. And I was like, oh my God, and I'm just like a little dot in this world. And it just like really got me thinking. So just getting into that mindset and like sitting down with a memory and going through like the scan of these 4 quadrants, like physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Trust me, it will get you there. I almost like I'm crying now because it's just like it takes you back there, and that is a beautiful reset of your mindset, because it's like if you're struggling, like if you're having a bad day, just go back to like a really cool memory like that, and then it will reset your brain. Like you will feel after that, you will feel like, like like everything is fine. So that is one a little tip that I got from the book. And I've been practicing that a lot. I have my little notebook here in front of me. And really, I mean, I like really wrote down so many things like per quadrant. And it's just good to have that written down, because then you can, if you want to, you can rip it out or just keep this page with you in your backpack or in your purse or in your merce and take it out and just like reflect, go back, like time travel and go back to that happy place when you're feeling down or you need like a little reset. So that's number 1. Okay, the second one, this one is also pretty new, but I have been doing it in a different way. And then so I got this from a podcast. Shocker. I listen to so many podcasts. But so this one is to shake it off. Literally shake it off. So this goes back, this is like actually inspiration from the animal world. Well, I mean, we are animals. And so I heard in the podcast that, like if you are a dog owner, like when you see 2 dogs like fight or something, like after a fight, they like go crazy, like they like shake super crazy and funny, because that is their way to reset their nervous system. Like that is what all animals do when they fight, or when they're like anything like danger or something, like they're going through something stressful, they shake it off. And that is like literally what animals do. And like you've seen it. If you have a dog, it's obviously like more relatable. Like we don't see like giraffes doing it all the time, but like a dog do it, right? They just shake it off. And that is what we should do too, because it truly resets our nervous system. And so how I have seen that, like also like I feel like sports, for example, like even if you're not like visibly shaking, you're still moving your body. And especially in the like dynamic sports, like gymnastics, for example, since I'm doing it, there's a lot of energy in your like flips or your jumps, or there's just like so much like impact in your body that you are totally like, like shaking it off basically. And I'm sure you all saw the Olympics, like when people are like for track or for like any like long jump, they like hit themselves or just like really like pump themselves up, like jumping. Like there is some sort of truth. I mean, there is truth in that, like that there's so much energy in our bodies that have to be let out. So if you shake it out, and I literally try this because I was like, ooh, this is cool. Because I take like walks and I like obviously gymnastics. Now that is kind of like my reset. I like totally feel so relieved and like in my mind and peace at heart. Like I just feel so good after a good workout. But so I tried this the other day when I was like, oh my God, I feel like my brain is a fog. And I was just like staring at my computer and like working. So I like stood up and just shook, just shake like everything. Like I looked crazy probably. Like I was like, oh my God, Max walks in right now. He's going to think I'm crazy. But like, do it, try it. Just like stand up right now and shake it. Like shake your head, your arms, your legs, like really go nuts. And it really resets your body and your nervous system. The third and last one, declutter your room and you declutter your mind. And that is so true. Of course, there's different levels. There are people that are super tidy and some people that are just like less tidy, and then they understand their chaos in a way. But even that, if you understand your chaos, there's still an order there, right? So that is still kind of like an organization. And I'm sure you've all seen like the hoarder shows. It goes back to like a hoarder is basically connected to like a mental disease, like something very impactful, something very traumatic happened in that person's life. Like there's always something, right? There's a death or there's like a childhood trauma that made them become hoarders. And it is because it is connected to the mind, it's connected to our brain. If we start hoarding or if we start to like behave in that way, and it's so true because it is like when I feel that I've cleaned something, like for example, like we always have, we make our bed, or well, it's Max because he gets up later. So the bed is always made. And that is so nice to walk into the room and the bed is made. Or if you go to bed and the bed is made, right? That is just like a peace of mind. And it has been proven in studies that a decluttered environment does decrease your cortisol levels, which is your stress hormone. And so that is like my third like biggest reset. And I feel like I do it always like seasonal, like the closet basically is my biggest thing. So if I have a summer closet, and now I already took out the fall and winter clothes from the garage, and I'm going to start to do that and just change our closets and just really, everything that is small on Mia, I'm going to donate, and just really, and again, like I think that I'm probably more on the tidier spectrum, and you would not believe that because when I was a kid, like my mom actually now as an adult, she's like, I don't know who you are because I like to clean and I like to, just have everything very organized. And yeah, so maybe I'm more on like more on the tighter side. I'm sure there are different levels, but trust me on this. If you want to reset your brain and just make yourself that mental headspace where you get to be like, just reset or just be more relaxed and just feel more connected to yourself, and just make it a space, like just pick anything. Like it could be your makeup area, like where you sit in the mornings and have that coffee and do your makeup, or if it is like whatever it is, whatever space you want to choose, like you choose in your house or in your apartment, just choose a space that you want to like clean up and like really like clean it up and make it super organized and make it like your personal space. That helps so much for your brain. Like just try it. Trust me. You're just, even if it's like a candle, like and you don't even have to like buy things. You don't have to go to like buy furniture or anything. You can like just what you have, clean it, or you can even like reorganize your furniture in your kitchen or in your room. Candles, just like light a candle at night and just make it cozy, like just really make the space yours and like how you want it to be. You're going to feel so much more energy in that room, and in your brain, you're going to feel so calm and relaxed and resetted. So those are the 3 tips that I brought you today on resetting your mindset. I'm going to go and do the third one. I want to like clean up my area, my makeup area, so I can get ready. And like I said, like this week, well, I'm not going to start doing the closet yet because like I said, just next week, I just checked the weather and it's going to be so hot next week. And I was like so pumped for fall because it got a little cooler, and next week is like summer again. This weekend, we're going to go to Portland, have a little getaway because it is a long weekend. So we need to break it up because having your child at home for that long, you have to come up with activities. So we're going to go to Portland. And then after that, we're going to get a visitor, very, very, very lovely visitor is Max's mom. I am so excited. She's such a lovely lady. And I want to also have her join the podcast because she is like, honestly, like her energy is is so great. So that's going to be so fun. And then while she's here, I'm going to go to Scottsdale, have a girls trip. That's going to be so fun. I'm so excited. And then, it's, I mean, like I said, it's fall. Like I'm vibing. And then for Christmas, we're going to go to Chile. So there's a lot of things to look forward to. I'm sure you are, sensing this boost of energy that I get from fall and Virgo season. So I will leave you at that, close the episode, and I'm so glad that you're here and hanging out with me, and I'll see you the next episode or the next week. Bye. Oh, no, wait. Toodles.